Alright, welcome back to the channel. So we're here for yet another Victory at Sea unboxing. Today we're going to be unboxing a first for the channel. We're going to be unboxing an Italian ship. We're going to be unboxing the Vittorio Veneto. Hopefully I pronounced that adequately. This is a battleship for the Regia Marina, the Italian Navy. So why don't we get right into this and see what we get. Alright, so this looks like, so I don't really know much about the Italian Navy, but this is a much larger base. Let's see, JB or TB, thank you. There's our base. So it's quite large, not quite Yamato and Missouri size, but it is on the large end. So let's look at our metal pieces here, which were packed by Kieran. Thank you, Kieran. Get this focused. Alright, so there's our main guns. So they are rather large. Definitely outside of the Missouri and the Yamato, one of the bigger ships that I've unboxed. So here we have, it looks like the superstructure and a couple of masts. Then we have the ship itself. Pretty much what we've come to expect from Warlord. I really like their resin ships. I know some people have some mixed feelings about the resin, or just the resin in general. I know that there's feelings, in which I agree with, that some of the earlier ships had some issues with the resin, but everything recently has been really nice resin. This one does have a bit of flash on it, which you have to work with. And you do have to wash it down. I know some people don't love working with resin, but I don't have any issue with it. But very nice looking ship. Really nice secondary guns here. Lifeboats in the back. Very nice. This does have a bit of flash in the bottom that I'm going to have to work out, but that for me isn't an issue. So let's refocus so we can look at our paper. Alright, and as I've said before, we've come to know what to expect in these. We get our ship card, which is by far the most important thing in here, but we do get some instructions on how to work with resin, some instructions for the ship, and some damage sliders if you use those. I have a solution, and I don't use these at all. I do save them for whatever reason, but I do not use these. At some point I'll have a video about what I do for tracking damage. We have our instructions for the ship. So there's the assembly, pretty simple for this one. I actually find these larger guns to be relatively easy to assemble. The only bit of trouble that you might have would be separating the guns from the sprue, but just have a really sharp, flat-edged set of snips, and you'll be able to get it off. Just be patient and take your time. Make sure that you're not taking off more than you want. Then we have our painting instructions. So the Italian ships, all of them, have this red and white stripe pattern on their bow. That'll be a little bit of a challenge, I guess. Otherwise, fairly simple. There is a little bit of a pattern between, it looks like a light and a dark gray along the sides of the ship, but not too difficult. Biggest thing is going to be getting those red and white lines to look decent. Getting the straight lines on a flat surface isn't too hard for me, but there's a lot of texture on these ships. Modeling, little bits of mechanics and other things on the that were on the deck of the ship, and those all have to get painted over as well. So it's not easy to just mask the ship. We got our working with Warlord resin. Read it if this is your first ship, otherwise you'll get used to it and you'll know what to do. Then we have our ship card, which came out upside down. So this is a Vittorio class battleship. It is 550 points. So relatively expensive. Again, nowhere near a Yamato or a Missouri, but on the upper end of most everything else. It is a battleship, 6-inch flank speed, armor of 6+, so very good. Hull of 90 and 30, so pretty good there. Its traits, we have aircraft 3, which is pretty good, armored deck. Star Shell 2, so I don't know a lot about Star Shells, but I do know that they are something that is pretty much exclusive to the Italian Navy during World War II. So at some point when I play the Italians, I will figure out that rule, and if I do a battle report, we'll talk about Star Shells. Torpedo Belt 2. Our 3 main guns start at 11-inch point blank, 23-inch short, 34-inch long. Now remember, unless it's a shore emplacement or the ship is not moving, so it's grounded or at anchor, you can't shoot over 30 inches anyways without a scout plane helping you target. So you're never going to be getting to extreme range with this. The longest that you'll be shooting would be long range, so up to 30 inches. Anything over 30 inches, if it's moving, so if it's a ship and it's moving, you can't target it anyways. Attack dice 3 for each turret, +2 to armor piercing, and 3 attack dice each, so very good guns. They aren't heavy though. The heavy gun trait, so far from what I can remember, is exclusive to the Yamato and the Missouri. There may be others, maybe other ships that I haven't unboxed yet, and others that I just don't remember at this point, but heavy is actually very good. It helps you with your getting crits. It makes 5s and 6s when you do damage, crits instead of just 6s. Our light guns, we have 12 6-inch guns. It's going to be 7 inches, 14, 21, 28, 8 attack dice, and -1 to AP, 1 damage dice each, and they are only restricted. So they're not dual purpose, so you can't use them as AA, but they also are not weak. Most light guns have the weak trait. So these light guns can actually, unless it's been errated at some point, these guns can do critical damage when shooting at ships. And then the AA battery, so we do have a little bit of range on it, so that's good. So if the aircraft aren't coming directly at you, but they are in range, you can still shoot at them. But they also have a local 4, which is pretty good. Local 4 will do a pretty good job of clearing out a fair amount of aircraft that are trying to bomb you. In the back of the card, we have our stats, originally commissioned in 1937. Ships in the class, we got the Vittorio, the Roma, the Vittorio Veneto, which is the ship that we got, and Imperio, which was never completed, it said. I believe in the Italian fleet box, I think maybe you get the Roma, but I'm not 100% sure of that. We'll find out if we get the Italian starter, then we'll know for sure. Fair bit of text. Our refits, the Littorio and the Vittorio Veneto and the Roma, which was all 3 that were built. In 42 we add radar, increase the AA battery to local 5 for 60 points. In 43, just the Littorio and the Vittorio Veneto, we decrease the aircraft to 2 for -5 points. And in 44, the Littorio and the Vittorio Veneto, they were interned by the Allies following surrender, so Italians were out of the war at that point, I guess. So in terms of gameplay, I could see potentially taking the 42 refit, although the 60 points is a lot for 1 extra local, and the radar isn't as good on battleships because of the scouting rules. It may get some use otherwise, but I'm not sure that I would pay the points for that refit. Right, so there it is, the Littorio class battleship, the Vittorio Veneto. Thank you very much for watching. So we now have some ships from 5 different navies on the channel. As I can, I will keep expanding what we have to show you. So please like and subscribe if you are interested in Victory at Sea. It's an excellent game. Keep painting, have fun, play some games, and we'll see you next time.